All right, what's up, college football fans, quarterback fans? Welcome to another QB Spotlight video. In this video, we're talking about what Kentucky quarterback Devin Leary needs to do to pull up the upset against Alabama. We're going to talk about the throws he needs to make. We're going to talk about just the game in general and how he needs to play to have Kentucky in the best position possible. And even if he does all these things we're about to talk about, that still may not be enough and probably won't be enough, right? But with that said, there's always a pathway for an upset, so we do want to break that down and talk about it. If this is your first time tuning in, QB Spotlight is just a big quarterback hub. We talk all things quarterbacks, and as of late and moving forward, we're going to spend the majority of our time in the SEC and just preview and recap all SEC play. But any quarterback content, any SEC quarterback content is fair game, from recruiting to storylines, whatever it may be. We also have quarterbacks that come on the show and talk about their experience and just kind of talk all things quarterback. So if you like that type of content, please consider subscribing and like, share, and subscribe with the video. It also does help. But video, Devin Leary, what does he need to do against Alabama? Well, a lot of factors need to happen, right? We're not going to get into how the defense needs to play or any of those type of stuff, or special teams. We're just going to talk about the quarterback position. I think it comes down to two big factors, or two kind of main things. Number one, he's going to have to play exactly how he did against Tennessee, and then even better, right? And then number two, he's going to have to follow the script that Quinn Ewers, the Texas quarterback, played, or how Quinn Ewers did against Alabama. And that is our main key and our main point. He's going to have to make some really tough and some congested throws, and not just one or two, but on a repeatable basis over and over and over again. So let's talk about how he played against Tennessee, because I think that was his best game of the year so far. And Devin Leary is a quarterback who I really liked from NC State. I thought he would do really well at Kentucky. Obviously, that hasn't been the case, at least statistically so far. But the game against Tennessee, I think you really saw him be comfortable in the offense. He was able to sling the ball, and you could really see like he was comfortable. You saw his strong arm, saw he was decisive, and he was throwing with anticipation, something that when you're not comfortable, you don't really do a lot of. And we haven't seen a lot of anticipation type throwing throughout the season, but against Tennessee we did, right? Against Tennessee, he was 28 of 39 for 372 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. A few big keys there. 0 interceptions. He's going to have 0 picks against Alabama to win the game. You don't want to give them any additional possessions, right? Especially with Jalen Miller playing as good as he has played as of late, right? 0 interceptions. But his yards per attempt were also much higher. They're pushing the ball downfield a bit more. He only has 12 completions where the ball is thrown 20 yards or more in the air the entire season. So I think you're going to have to maybe have a third of that against Alabama, or at least 2 or 3 big shots that you hit against Alabama. Again, you don't have to have a ton, but you can have to push the ball downfield a bit more, right? So play how you played against Tennessee. And then number 2, make really tough and congested throws. Quinn Ewers only had 2 deep shots against Alabama. It seemed like he had more, but he only had 2 deep shots against Alabama, and they're both really tough throws, and they're both touchdowns, right? So the deep shots ended up being points, right? But still, he lived in that kind of intermediate passing zone, which I think is where Devin Leary is going to have to live to win this game. And while Sark, the coach for Texas, schemed up some plays for him, some open receivers, Ewers still had to make some really tough throws outside the numbers and inside the numbers, between the numbers. He's going to have to use the whole field, right? Leary's going to have to follow that same script, that same approach. He's going to have to not live in one part of the field. He's going to have to distribute the ball the entire field and make some really tough congested throws, probably over the middle, whether it's man defense or zone, right? Again, Alabama's a really, really tough defense, maybe the best defense in the SEC. And so the pathway to an upset is tough. I'm not here predicting that's going to happen. I'm just talking about a basic, broad pathway of how it could happen with Devin Leary at quarterback, right? So play like you did against Tennessee and make really tough and congested throws over and over and over again, right? I call it the Quinn Ewers script. Follow what Quinn Ewers did against Alabama. Now, I know Texas has a wealth of receivers to throw to. That's even more the point of Leary going to have to make just some really, really good throws, right? And then, of course, you need the defense to play well, special teams, you need to block up front, get the run game going, set up play action, all that fun stuff, right? But just talking about Devin Leary, you got to make tough throws over and over again. But Kentucky fans, Alabama fans, just SC fans in general, what are your thoughts? What are some other pathways for Kentucky to upset Alabama this week, coming off Alabama's big win against LSU? Let us know in the comments below. I know this was a brief, kind of broad breakdown video, but we want to kind of keep it that way, just so the substance is able to take in. But let us know in the comments below your thoughts or what Leary needs to do. And like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Peace.